sportschatplace.com, and it is Tuesday, July 30th, 2019, here with your free live show. I don't know how we would charge for live show, so of course it's going to always be free. And of course, we do free picks on this show every single day. Now, the way that we do the free picks on this show every single day is we do it in what we call a free-for-all format. So the free-for-all format, what it means is that all the questions, all the games we go over, everything on this show comes from our live audience. So the format of the show, the way to format your questions is Team A versus Team B with the total or the run line or the money line. However the bet is formatted, I need to see both teams and the odds. So not just Rangers, question mark, Astros, question mark. I need to see Team A versus Team B with the point spread. We're talking to hundreds and thousands of people here. We want to make sure that everybody's on the same page. Of course, those of you, if this is your first time watching me live, I generally kill a couple minutes here at the beginning, just talking about whatever you guys want to talk about. Of course, any questions are out there. We don't just hold it to picks. If you guys have other sports-related questions or really questions in general, we can talk about them. The only thing we don't talk about, religion or politics, and just not good to talk about. But beside that, I don't really know much about either of those things. I can't even offer you any kind of opinion. But, of course, we're here every single day. Please subscribe to we kind of do this. We can do a rating within the free picks. Yeah, what we also don't do is we don't take personal issues onto our YouTube page or during our live show. We don't hash it out in front of thousands of people. If you have an issue with me, then you email me. My email is mitch@sportschatplace.com. That's how you do it, okay? It's not the Brandon show, okay? It's not the John Brandon show. It's Sports Chat Place community. So the way you handle things is you email me, mitch@sportschatplace.com, and if you don't follow the rules of our community, I don't care who you are, you got to go. So if that's the issue, then that's the issue. But it's like we have rules within the community, the way that we keep things. If people want to know who my dog of the day is, then they got to go watch the video. We don't just give out that information. I understand that I give it out for free every day. I understand that I give that information, the dog of the day, out for free every single day. But at the same time, some people that we work with as far as advertisers, things of that nature, they look at how many people have watched these videos. They look at how many people have hit the like button. They look at how many subscribers we have. So when you take that away, Pedro, I suggest you get our premium picks because that's where our best bets are, okay? No, they're all free picks, okay? Anything that we give out on this show is a free pick. Our best bets is over at sportschatplace.com, premium plus. Super easy. Super easy. Anyways, good morning to everyone. Of course, we're going to do NFL preseason picks. We're going to go to game picks when we get a chance for everyone to join us. We'll get to all this stuff in a minute. First thing I want to talk about, though, before, of course, we're going to do preseason picks. We do it every single year. If you look at Sports Chat Experts, you can see we do premium picks on preseason as well. I don't love those. They're usually about 5 rated, but we do, of course. There is no game in the history of games that I'm afraid to give out a pick on. I don't say, well, I'm just going to take a pass this week, like some handicappers do. And you guys know, if I really don't know, we got our good friend, the Lucky Penny. We just tossed a coin on this thing. So Penny's supposed to be 50-50, heads or tails. Our Penny is 39-20, okay? The Penny was 27-17. So it's 12-3 in its last 15 flips. And that's since Brian Bitler's been bashing it. So Suck on that, Brian, is what I got to say. The only thing I really wanted to talk about before I get into the picks, and maybe we'll come back to this, is that the NFL says that they're going to enforce. What the NFL says is that they're going to more strictly enforce offensive holding. So we're going to have to see how this plays out, because if they are going to more strictly enforce offensive holding, then the teams with the big pass rushers, the teams with the big blitzing linebackers, these are the teams we're going to bet on. Because if you can't hold these guys, if the offense can't hold these guys, they cannot stop them. And also, when we look at our NFL futures bets, we are not going to put any kind of money on any team that doesn't have a good backup quarterback. Because without holding, it is going to be a bloodbath on quarterbacks. Okay, if they're going to more strictly enforce holding, it is going to be a absolute bloodbath. Because guys like J.J. Watt, you got Whitney Merciless, this is going to be Jadeveon Clowney, Justin Houston, the guys that can really get after the passer. Without being able to hold these guys, they are going to be lighting up NFL QBs. Lighting them up. Especially the little guys like Kyler Murray. He's going to get crushed. Guys who are immobile like Tom Brady. Ben Roethlisberger, who's immobile and he takes a lot of hits there anyway. Oh boy, if they can't hold, he is in big trouble. But anyways, if you're watching this on YouTube, be sure to hit the like button. Let's get rolling with some free picks here to get the day started, and then we'll come back. We got Tampa Bay against the Red Sox at minus 135. Tino Jackson with the comment here. And let's take a quick look at this one. For the Red Sox, who are surging recently, 59-48. David Price on the hill and Charlie Morton. I'm showing a little bit lighter odds here, I'm showing minus 140 on the Red Sox, but it's probably in that nature. Let me see what we got. Yeah, in the minus 145 to all the way down to 133 over at Caesars. But the Rays have won 3 of their last 4 games. One of those was against Boston at home. Meanwhile, the Red Sox lost that last game to the Yankees, but before that had won 5 of their previous 6. David Price, well, he makes more money. We don't talk religion or politics, but let's just say David Price makes more money than God. He makes $35 million a year. He has started 19 games. So he's still at about that $1.5 million a start clip. He's thrown total he's given up 90 hits. He's pitched 98 innings. So he makes $350,000 an inning at the pace that he's on right now. We got to figure that he'll level off to that $300,000 an inning mark for David Price. If you want to know where your hard-earned money is going, if you're a Red Sox fan and you buy tickets, Fenway Franks, parking, anything at Fenway Park, and you want to know where all that money's going, well, David Price makes $300,000 plus an inning. Anyways, he's got a 6 ERA in his last 3 starts to show for that. He's only gone 15 innings, and the Red Sox 0-3 in Price's last 3 starts. Charlie Morton 2-1 in his last 3, 18.2 innings pitched with a 4.43 ERA for the season. Morton's still the better man, 2.60 ERA. Price 3.66. Let's take a look at the way the Rays hit lefties. The Rays hit lefties at a 247 clip. Meanwhile, of course, the Red Sox, they hit righties hard at a 279 clip. This is going to be a pretty good game, but all the value here is on the Rays. When you got a $35 million pitcher and he's only minus 140 odds at home, I'm going to take the Rays at plus 130, and that'll be the pick for that game. Orioles versus Padres, the run line, minus 120. It's 1 question per person. We'll see who we have. Padres against the Orioles. I believe it's... Looking for this one on the board. And... I don't see it. We're going to have to come back to this one. Oh, there it is. It's the 340 matchup. Danielson Lamet at minus. Danielson Lamet has been. We won a ton on Lamet last year. Okay, he's minus 130. He's minus 234 on this. So what you have here is a pitcher with a 4.85 ERA who's gone 13 total innings in 3 starts. That's less than 5 innings to start. He's been absolutely shelled. He's given up 15 hits in 13 innings, and he's a minus 234 favorite. Reverse run line on the Baltimore Orioles on this one. We'll lay a 1.5 with the Orioles. I know Eshelman's terrible. This is going to be a high scoring game. So expect to see a lot of balls flying out of the park. If you're going to the game at Petco for this one in San Diego, you might want to think about bringing a mitt. You might be a lucky fan that grabs a souvenir. I'm going to take the Baltimore Orioles and lay a 1.5 in this one. Hopefully you guys are having a great start to the day. Of course, if you're watching us on YouTube, if you could hit the thumbs up, greatly appreciated. We're doing the free-for-all format. All the game picks and questions come from you guys. And as we move into the new format of the show, which will happen in a few weeks when the studio is built back there, and we'll do a studio tour, of course, before we ever start that show. As we move into the new format, we're doing all free-for-all every day. And when we start the new show, we will have at least, I plan on having a lot of guests on the new show, including daily co-hosts. But I am going to have a free-for-all segment, and me and the co-host will go after your questions. And it'll be at least, I promise, the free-for-all section will be at least 15 minutes every day. Or if you have less questions than that, then it will be less. But I know you guys, you normally have more questions. Be sure to hit that thumbs up, subscribe to our YouTube channel. Keep going. I heard you pick the Cubs. This is a joke, I hope, right? Twins Marlins minus 120 over 8. So let's see what we got here. No, Gallen's going for the Marlins. The Marlins are minus 120. They're plus 126. I guess you're talking about the total over 8. So Odorizzi had an epic first half of the season. I mean, a career first half of the season. Way better numbers than we've seen from him any time in his career. But as I said, and as I said about Maeda yesterday, regression to the mean, and because the numbers were so good the first half of the season, it just means that the fall is going to be even harder here. So I believe that Odorizzi is going to get hit. Gallen has pitched extremely well. The Marlins have some good young pitchers in that organization. Caleb Smith, you got Yamamoto, you have Gallen. I mean, the Marlins, this is how they do it, right? This is how they do it. I got to say, I'm going to go with the under in the Marlins-Twins game. Don't like the way Odorizzi's pitching. Let me write this down. This is my old pen. This is my normal pen that I had. I couldn't find it, and I had left it in my travel backpack. But this is the pen. This is the one that we've used for a long time. This is my lucky pen. This is the one I use in Vegas. So, took the over 120. Not that we're superstitious. Over 8 in the Marlins. Because we wouldn't be superstitious about anything. Except the stuff we're superstitious about, right? But anyways, let's keep rolling with the free picks. Braves, Nationals, minus 110. Nationals put Max Scherzer on the shelf. And the Nationals put Max Scherzer on the injured list. They call it the injured list now. It's politically correct as opposed to calling it the old name, which was the disabled list, which was good enough for like 100 years. And now it's the injured list. Just a lot of games today. I'm having trouble finding these things on the board to get some quick stats. But Eric Fetty on the mound up against Julio Teheran. And Teheran on the road has not been a great bet, but I think that what we have here is that the Braves are just the better team. Once again, we look at things like record, and Teheran's 0-1 in his last 3 starts, but he's got a 1.53 ERA. Fetty has been exceptional as well. You know what? I have no idea here. The Nationals are the home team. Heads for the home team, Nationals. Tails for the road team. Let's just flip it up. And the pick is the Braves. The penny is 39 and 20 when we flip the coin on the games. So pay attention. So the coin flip, Braves, and the penny is 39 and 20, which is amazing. Of course, we're going to a new show with a new format, but we're bringing the penny with us. I have like a bunch of really good ideas for the penny, and I've talked to some people about it. Okay, so we got Oakland A's fan. Good morning, Warren. Astros Indians is a premium pick. Do I think Trevor Bauer hurt his trade stock? No, absolutely not. Because he cares. He threw the ball over the center field fence from the pitching mound because he was frustrated. So because the guy was mad, because he cared that his performance wasn't up to his standards, that would hurt him? I don't understand it. I will always take anything, even people the way they talk to me. I will always take it. If you have something bad to say about me and you want to say it in the worst possible terms, I will always take it as constructive criticism as someone who cares, as opposed to taking it personally. When it's unsubstantiated, well, that's a whole different story. But if it did affect his trade value to one of these teams, then they don't get it. Who do you think has the best front seven? I still go with the Texans. I just think that front seven on the Texans is pretty amazing. When you have J.J. Watt and Jadeveon Clowney on the same defensive line, it's bad news, especially if you can't hold. I don't know what that means. Orioles, Padres. We talked about this one already. This one's in the Premium Plus, I believe, or the Premium. Tigers, Angels over under 9.5. Take a quick look at this one. Griffin Canning on the mound against Drew Verhagen for the Tigers. Not a name that really rolls off, but both these guys have been getting shelled recently. Verhagen's gone 10 innings with a 14.4 ERA. Griffin Canning's ERA is going in the wrong direction if you're a Griffin Canning fan. He's got a 5.15 ERA on the season and 10.24 in his last 3 starts. We see this a lot in Major League Baseball where young pitchers all of a sudden, second half of the season, they kind of just fall off the map. They just wear out, and that's happening with Griffin Canning. I like the over 9.5 in the Tigers-Angels game. Of course, those of you that are joining us late, we're doing free-for-all format. Guys, be sure to hit the thumbs up on YouTube. That's if you guys. That means you guys like this format. If you hit the thumbs up. If you don't like the format, then don't hit the thumbs up, and then we'll stop doing it. We'll change back to the old format where I just give out picks. And to me, it's a lot more boring that way. But if that's what you guys want to see, then that's what we'll do. So make sure you hit the thumbs up on YouTube and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Good morning. Arizona, New York Yankees. Over under 11.5. Take a quick look at this one and see what we have on tap. J Happ up against Taylor Clark in this one. The Yankees 5-5 in their last 10, while the Diamondbacks 4-6 in their last 10. The D-backs so streaky this season. And then Happ, a 6.59 ERA in his last 3 starts. Clark, 6.08 ERA in his last 3 starts. But this has been on par with where they've been all season long. Clark, 6.10 ERA this season in 11 starts. And Happ, 5.23 ERA in 20 starts. When we look at the hitting here and the matchup that way, of course, the Diamondbacks hit righties at 245, but of course Happ is a lefty. They hit lefties at 278, and they're up against a lefty with an ERA heading towards 7. Meanwhile, the Yankees, they hit righties at 273, and they only hit lefties at 249. Of course, Clark, a righty with a 6.10 ERA. I like the over. We'll take the over in the Yankees D-backs. What a weird matchup that is, right? You rarely see these teams. It's like, yeah, remember they played in the World Series, but I mean, how often do these? This is not the right format. Not the right format. I need to see what the lines are. This is still in the premium area. Brewers A's over under 9.5. Let's take a quick look at this one. Some weird interleague matchups here. Adrian Hauser on the mound for the Brew Crew with Chris Bassett on the mound for the A's. This game is in Oakland. I'll tell you got decent pitchers here in a pitcher's ballpark. Hauser, 7.20 ERA though in his last 3 starts, but his last 3 starts were a while ago. He's been pitching out of the bullpen, and he's actually been pitching pretty well out of there. I think that in this pitcher's ballpark, I definitely think Hauser has the chance. I like under 9.5 in the Brewers A's. Those of you that wonder what I'm doing when I'm doing it, I'm just writing down the picks on this card because I recap them all at the end of the show. What's wrong with the Mets? It's the management or the coach or the players. I think it's always a combination of all of these things. I think that, when you have a reliever like Familia who let you down for so long and you continue to wheel him out there, and I mean, he single-handedly cost the Mets games, probably enough that, that if you go back and add it up, that they would be right in the thick of the wild card. Of course, they've had some key injuries on that team as well, and they have some bad contracts that are on there as well. So, I think adding Stroman is huge because it gives them that rotation of DeGrom, Syndergaard, and Stroman. But Syndergaard's going to have to show up and pick it up. I think that he's a little frustrated this season. I think that has a lot to do with the way that his numbers have gone because he's given the lead to bullpens like DeGrom did last year, only to lose the games. So I think that, that's all part of it. Well, our premium picks have been on fire. So, Giants versus Phillies, minus 125. This game is in the premium area. No, it's a premium pick. Well, you can get my picks at sportschatplace.com, premium and premium plus. It's the least expensive premium pick option out there. It's the best value of any. I'll put it up against anybody's premium pick package that they have for sale at any site, and it's a better value than anybody's. If you buy just the regular premium, it's like $7 a day. If you buy the monthly, it comes down to like $3 a day. I give during baseball season 3 picks. On like college football Saturdays, I'll give about 15, 17 picks. Same thing with college basketball for $3 a day. If you can't afford $3 a day, I'm going to say this once. Well, I say it all the time, right? If you can't afford $3 a day, sports betting is not for you. Mets minus 150 versus White Sox. I looked at this game already, and we got Syndergaard on the road here. And I'll tell you, I don't know if he's going to make it to the mound in this one because he is still being talked about being traded. If he does make it to the mound, then it could be his final game for the Mets. Just not sure how this is going to play off. The White Sox have been terrible since the All-Star break. Kind of like we talked about what we talk about young pitchers falling off the map in the second half of the season. Young and up and coming teams fall off the map in the second half of the season too, and that's what we have with the White Sox. But I'll tell you what, the Mets are hardly world beaters here. I'm going to take the White Sox as a home dog at plus 130, and we'll just continue rolling on. This is a premium pick. Cleveland, Houston. This game is in the premium area. We talked about this. Of course, thank you guys for showing up. If it wasn't for you guys, I'd be talking to myself. I talked about this game already. This is in the premium area. Premium area. SportsChatPlace.com premium and premium plus. I had the Royals in this one last night, and they were absolutely terrible. I'll tell you, I would stay away from this game all the way. Both these pitchers are absolutely horrible. I think the play in this game is over 10. So I'll go over 10 in the Royals Jays. But there's no way I would put one dime of my hard-earned money on Mike Montgomery versus Sean Reed-Foley. Ken Eller, love the new format. Just use his knowledge along with your own capping. That's exactly it. These are the free picks, right? That's what they are, just an opinion. We're doing them free-for-all style. So not so easy. That's why you don't see anybody else doing it. But you will see other people doing it because there are people out there, that's all they do is copy what I do. I mean, how many sites out there just look at what I do and copy, like Winners and Whiners, right? Mitch does video, they do video. Mitch does this, they do this. Mitch does a podcast, they do a podcast. Mitch does, it's like, it should be called Winners and Whiners, what Mitch was doing yesterday. That's what they should call that. They should change the name of the site, what Mitch was doing yesterday. Oh, man. Dodgers versus Rockies, minus 150. We talked about the regression yesterday of Kenta Maeda, regression to the mean, and we did see that happen in that game. In this one, the Dodgers, who had a wealth of pitching, but at least what it seemed like, go to another youngster, Tony Gonsolin. We saw him once so far this season, June 26th, so about a month ago. He went 4 innings. He got absolutely rocked. Freeland going for the Rockies. And I'll tell you, Freeland was one of our guys. He's a homegrown Colorado guy. We loved him. We made a lot of money. So once again, I don't love this game. The total in this game, look at this one, is at 14. So we'll do our first ever double lucky penny flip. Heads for the Rockies, tails for the Dodgers. First ever double lucky penny pick. Dodgers, coin flip. Dodgers. I am running out of room on my card. We might have to, for the first time ever, have to flip over to the other side to finish the show. That's how many picks we've given out. This game is in the premium area. My record is over at Sports Chat Experts for my premium picks. It's over there. No game has a star next to it today. My star games are in the premium area. Yep, I'm looking forward to the new format too. Looking forward to having Brian. And Brian, 39-20, baby. Mitch does win. Hearing some NFL info, Pittsburgh has a major chance for the Super Bowl since there are really only Chargers that could stump them. I don't agree with any of that stuff. The NFL is a crapshoot. In no other professional sport do we see worst to first more. Well, NHL and NFL, more teams go worst to first than any other sport. So very, very hard to tell. So betting the favorites to win the Super Bowl, unless you're taking the Patriots, has been death. It's been very, very much death in the NFL because worst to first in divisions happens seemingly. There's a team that does it every single year. We see it in the NHL also. So I think the Steelers are not a good bet. I don't see how losing your top two skill position players, Le'Veon Bell and Brown, how does this make you better? I just don't see it. The Chargers, when Phillip Rivers shows that he can win a big game, then I'll get on board. I like what the Chargers have as far as talent. I love their defense. I love like man for man. I like their team. I like the fact that they call Boza their best defensive player, and he's not. He's like their 5th or 6th best defensive player. That's how good that defense is. Yep, and you also see first to worst in the NFL all the time also. The Carolina Panthers seem to do both those things on a regular basis, right? They're either at the top or at the bottom, man. The Carolina Panthers are the most. Who do I think will win the NBA Finals? This is a really, really tough question, but I was on a radio show and I was asked this same question, so I'm just going to stick with that for now. I took the Boston Celtics because I like the value play there. I think that they played better without Kyrie Irving in the lineup. I like the addition of Kemba Walker. I think that Hayward will be healthier this year. And I think that they almost had too many good players, with Terry Rozier and with Kyrie Irving. I think it's addition by subtraction, and you have guys who are more confident and comfortable in their roles. And Tatum, of course, he's awesome. So, anyways, that's what we have here. So, I'm not seeing any more questions here. But yeah, I'm looking forward to college football too. As those of you that don't know, I talk about this all the time. Sports Chat Place used to be called the College Football Place. It used to be cfbplace.com. We started only doing college football, is how I started this website. And then we later had the College Basketball Place. And then we decided, let's put everything together. Let's call it the Sports Chat Place. I don't know where the chat came from, but it came from somewhere. And that's what we are. We were going to change the name from Sports Chat Place. We never did. But that's where we are right now. Who versus who? That's vexing. Who versus who? I don't even understand that question. On first glance. You got to put the lines. This game, you need to subscribe to our YouTube channel and sign up for notifications. It all depends on the bet and the price. I don't know. Just make the bet yourself. Oh, there it is. Who are my Super Bowl teams? This is a really tough one too. I really don't know. I think I've been asked this question. Dallas Cowboys from the NFC is my pick, and from the AFC, I'll go with the Chiefs. Cowboys Chiefs. How about that? Andy Reid finally gets over the hump. The Cowboys return to glory. Pittsburgh versus Cincinnati. Pittsburgh's so bad. It's like I don't know how you could bet. I don't know how you could bet Pittsburgh right now. The Reds are just the better team. We did this game already, so you can watch the replay. The obvious picks. I wish there was such a thing as obvious picks. Brian Bittler likes the Browns versus the Cowboys. Nope, the Redskins I don't think have a chance. I do think that they'll have I think that they'll be in the 8-8 range though. Which if that's going to get them there, then that's going to do it. I see the Bears struggling because they have quarterback issues. I think Mitch Trubisky was a horrible pick. I said it at the time of the pick and I stand behind it. And we have not seen this guy finish games. He plays great in the first half of games, plays really bad in the second half of games. You could talk about a kicker doinking a field goal, but I'll tell you what, you put yourself in a situation where you needed to make that field goal to win the game against a team that you should have beat. I don't see how the Cowboys can make the Super Bowl. You should bring this up in the Facebook group. I'm going to guess Jason Garrett's going to really be running off that. I think that both these teams will be greatly improved this year. I think Florida State, just so much talent, so much speed. And Miami, so much talent, so much speed. Coming off of a disappointing season, but they still have a lot of the key players that had the high expectations. They also have a new coach who's a real Miami guy. And as a real Miami guy myself, he gets it. You have to fully understand the Miami program. And Mark Richt was a Miami guy too, but maybe he was gone for too long and he had lost the understanding of what the Canes were. And when we saw the turnover chain from Manny Diaz, he gets it. This is our game. And we don't apologize to anyone. It's the swagger, it's the smack talk, it's walking the walk. Yeah, you can have a turnover chain, you can have all those things, but you got to walk the walk. Michael Lewis, it's one question per person, and we went over this game, so you can watch the replay. There must be an easy play for today. Unfortunately, there's never an easy play. I think that Kyle Shanahan has dealt a really, really bad hand because the expectations are so high of him. But he has such a what do you call it? Like a general manager who's just controlling it. It's like Jerry Jones in Dallas. It's like, how can you possibly do your best if you don't have the freedom to do your thing? It's like, so I think Shanahan is up against it. How are the taxes in Hawaii? It's available on Google. Everything is expensive here. Taxes, in some cases, state income tax is the second highest in the country. But as far as buying a jar of peanut butter or something like that, it's the highest prices in the country. A gallon of milk in Hawaii is about $9. A dozen eggs, about $9. So these are all things to consider. Jar of peanut butter, about $11. We talked about this one. I think the Falcons are just a tough team to figure out. I have this magazine here, and I'm not reading the magazine on the show. What I do is I like to reference the schedule and roster moves, like when people throw questions out like this to me. So I would rather take a second, find the Falcons in here, so I can just get a quick refresher, and then at the same time, I like to look at who left and who's back. So Tevin Coleman's gone, Bruce Irvin's gone, Brooks Reed, the defensive end, gone. They brought in Barner. He's the burner running back from Carolina. Really went big on the offensive line. Adrian Claiborne is in from New England to play defensive end. If you're not allowed to hold, teams are going to have problems. They went big on the defensive line. Luke Stalker comes in to play tight end from the Titans. And this might be a bigger move than people think because you give Matt Ryan another target. He's going to be good. It's okay. There's 4 CFB teams bringing back all their starters. I think that it depends on the team and the game and the stadium and all those sort of things. I think it's definitely an easier bet than picking the whole game because starters just if you're a starter and pitching person, if you believe a lot in starting pitching in baseball, if you're only betting the game based on the starting pitcher, then first 5 innings is your game. That's how you do it. What first-year head coach will have the best NFL season? Oh, Brian Flores, Miami. I think he's going to break them down and build them back up, but I think they're going to win a lot of games that people don't expect them to win. Oh, the penny. The penny is so golden. Wait till you see what we do with the penny on the new show. The Giants flying under the radar. Yeah, not with Daniel Jones on the roster, they didn't, and not with this coaching staff. The Twins are going to have to make a move. I talked about this yesterday. I think the Twins make the playoffs, but if they're going to win the division, they're going to have to make a move today or tomorrow to the pitching staff. They're going to definitely have to make a move if they want to do it. Yep, the penny will have its own camera. The easiest play is not to play. No, I don't bet much PGA. That's why we don't talk about it. I think Texas has an outside chance. This is a program that has a lot of money. It's just, I don't know if Herman's going to get them there. He's been successful so far, but he hasn't been next level successful. It all starts, you have to have small goals and then you have big goals. So the small goal for Texas is they got to beat Oklahoma. Right? That's the small goal. The next goal is to win is to make it to the conference championship game and win the conference championship game. Then they could think about making the playoffs. See, like when you look at the great coaches and the great teams in the past, and you guys know I'm not a Florida Gator fan, but when you look at Steve Spurrier, this is the way that he handled it at Florida. He says, our goal this season is to win the SEC. Anything that happens after that is gravy. When you look at Howard Schnellenberger and Jimmy Johnson at Miami, and you say, we need to win the state of Florida. We need to beat Florida and Florida State. Anything else that happens after that is gravy. And that's how you do it. You set small goals and big goals. But the small goals aren't like, oh, we're gonna win every home game against the Citadel. That's Jim Harbaugh goals. Okay? Jim Harbaugh goals are like, we'll beat Air Force by 30, but they don't show up against the good teams. But that's that's neither here. That's we'll see it in just a couple weeks, and we'll talk plenty of college football, and we're gonna have other people on. I think they should trade him, but I'm not sure they do. If they can get max value for him, like from the Twins, right? They're in Chicago right now for the White Sox, right? So he's pitching tonight. The Twins, we're talking about that the Twins maybe need a pitcher. I don't know. There might be some synergy there. I think it's tough to trade him to the Yankees or something like that. I never liked the Carson Wentz draft choice, and I'm standing behind it. That's right. Tell Nick Saban, tough shit, we're changing the channel. Come and take my TV. It's a bad man. Anyways, we've been on for quite some time today. Be sure to hit the like button on YouTube if you like this format and you want us to continue with this format. And, of course, subscribe to our channel. We're going to wrap it up for today. Let's recap. We took the Rays at plus 130. The Orioles on the reverse run line. We took the over in the Marlins. I can't even read my own writing. In the Marlins game. We took the lucky penny. We flipped it twice today. It's 39-20 going in. We took the Braves. Then we took over 9.5 in the Angels game. Over in the Yankees Diamondbacks game. Under 9.5 in the Brewers game. We took the White Sox at plus 130. The over in the Royals Jays game. We did a second lucky penny pick. It was the Dodgers. And then we took the Reds minus 140. So that's everything for today. That's a full show, guys. So be sure to hit the thumbs up. Let me know that you like it. Be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel. That would be awesome. Definitely helps us a ton. Get your notifications. Don't miss the live stream. Of course, when NFL football starts, you guys know I'll be on there for live betting. And so getting those notifications, you'll be getting those live betting and halftime notifications. This is Mitch. Thanks for joining me. Thanks for making my day. I enjoy doing this every day with you guys, and I appreciate you guys showing up. Have a great day, everyone. I'll see you tomorrow.